Rebecca, thanks so much. Hearing as well from Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney, I want to put this post up from David Oscar Marcus saying, looking forward to another productive day tomorrow. Ghislaine honestly answered every question that Todd Blanche asked, and she will continue to do so. We're grateful that the government is trying to uncover the truth. They have never before spoken with her, and we trust the process here. Let's bring into the conversation some more legal analysis with legal expert John Day. He joins me. John, thanks for being with us, and good to see you here. I guess my first question is this. What more can Ghislaine Maxwell offer to the federal government? There was a trial. Wouldn't this have all come out in her very own trial where she was convicted? She's serving a 20-year sentence. What more can she say? Who else is there to implicate?
Right. Well, thanks for having me. And that's been my question. If there's some super card, a killer card that she has to play, why wasn't it played before when there was a trial? The Department of Justice was prosecuting her. If there is information that leads to some type of criminal prosecution, because that's really the only information that would be relevant. I mean, there might be embarrassing information, but why wasn't that card played previously when she was facing, a sentence of 20 years in federal prison? So I think that's the question in my mind and the mind of a lot of people who have been following this. What information is there? We've had Blanche in there for, now it's going to be 2 days asking questions, and they seem to be productive questions and answers coming from Maxwell. But again, if she had all this killer information, why didn't it come out before?
Yeah, I mean, that's my question. I mean, if you're Todd Blanche, John, what's your line of questioning? How do you approach this?
Right. You want to know anything, well, first of all, anything at all relevant that may not have come up before, but also anything that's, you're going to know anything, whether if it's embarrassing, if it's relevant to a criminal prosecution. It's sort of what they call in the prosecution world, queen for a day type deal, where the defendant comes in and gets a deal by speaking to federal prosecutors and FBI agents and so on, giving up everything that he or she knows in exchange for a deal. What we don't know here is there a deal? I mean, is there going to be a commutation? Is there going to be a pardon? Is that even on the table? Have there been discussions about getting all the information out of Maxwell? And what does Maxwell get? Remember, she's looking at a long, long time in prison. She got a 20-year sentence in a federal prison. That's not a country club. And so her lawyers have been structuring this to get the best possible outcome for her. We just don't know what that's going to look like.
Okay, John, that was my next question. I mean, do you worry that Todd Blanche, Pam Bondi, others at the DOJ, are they going to put something, are they going to dangle something in front of Ghislaine Maxwell that's going to be somewhat attractive to her and her case in order to get information? Or is this completely one-sided? I mean, Maxwell, she's serving time. She's doing this voluntarily here. It's not like she had a choice. Are you worried that, to your point, a pardon, a commutation, help with her appeal, is that in the offing here?
Well, what's unusual and unique about this is all these negotiations are being done in public. I mean, we are watching this go down in real time. So if there is a deal, everybody understands that it was done following Todd Blanche's 2 days of questioning of Maxwell in a federal prison. If anything comes out of that where she gets a benefit, and it's going to be very clear what the track was to get her there. So unlike most discussions like this between prosecutors and defense lawyers and defendants, all the conversations are taking place publicly in real time, and so we're watching it go down. So if there is an outcome that benefits Maxwell, we're going to know how that came about.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, a lot of people who are following this story, John, extremely, extremely closely. And some have even called them conspiracists. We won't call them that because it is right to get answers and demand them here. And one of the key sticking points that people are having a very difficult time to wrap their head around is how can there not be more people in this sordid web? Just Maxwell and Epstein. So a lot of the people who have really staked their entire careers and reputations on getting to the bottom of this, that's the question they're asking. There has to be more people involved in this sex trafficking ring. So far, though, Epstein, Maxwell. Epstein's dead, Maxwell's in prison. Is that a right question? Is that a valid question to ask?
Yeah, it's a valid question, and it's a valid question to ask because remember what's on the other side of this. There are about 1,000 young women, girls who are victims, all right? And remember, you have to remember this. This is the Maxwell Epstein victim list. We've been talking about the client list a lot, but we can't forget that underlying all of this is the fact that there are about 1,000 young girls who are victimized, and I think sometimes that gets lost in the news about what's going on with Epstein and Maxwell and the interviews. But remember, at the end of the day, that there were these young girls, these women who were victimized, and it's good not to lose sight of that as we're trying to figure out what's going on, what information Maxwell has, what she's going to do with it. Is she going to benefit from it?
So, John, there's kind of a dual track route here going on. Let's go to Capitol Hill as well. Some of these subcommittees in the House, they also want to speak with Maxwell. And I can't think of any time, and this vote was out of committee. They did vote to subpoena Maxwell for maybe a deposition. Has a defendant serving time ever been deposed in front of a Capitol Hill committee here? I mean, what is that going to look like if that happens? Do you think that will happen?
What's that going to look like? Well, think about all these Congress people going home, talking to their constituents, and their constituents. This is something people want to know. What's at the heart of the Epstein situation? Is there a client list? Is there a list of people who are being shielded? Are there people we know about? Are there people we don't know about? So if you're a member of Congress and you're going home and you're getting an earful from people who say, get to the bottom of this, there has to be full disclosure, there has to be transparency. So that's where the pressure is coming from, at least if you're a congressperson going home and realizing that people are following this, people who ordinarily are worrying about, putting food on the table. Sure. This is also something that concerns them.
Yeah, House Speaker Mike Johnson and Republican Majority Leader in the House, Steve Scalise, they have said they will address whatever outstanding Epstein-related issues are in Congress when they return from recess. They just went on recess yesterday. They won't be back until, I believe, after Labor Day, so we'll just have to wait and see. John Day, good to see you. Thanks so much for your insight. Talk soon.
Thank you.